the fight, we'll show our might. We'll do our best for the black and white, for we're mighty proud of the mighty black and white. We're mighty proud of the mighty black and white. The Magpies are a mighty club, we know. We'll celebrate at our Magpie Club, let's go. We'll win the fight, we'll show our might. We'll do our best for the black and white, for we're mighty proud of the mighty black and white. We're mighty proud of the mighty black and white. Magpies are a mighty club, we know. We're on the way to victory, let's go. We'll fight the fight, we'll show our might. We'll do our best for the black and white, for we're mighty proud of the mighty black and white. We're mighty proud of the mighty black and white. The Magpies are a mighty club, we know. We celebrate at our Magpie Club, let's go. We'll win the fight, we'll show our might. We'll do our best for the black and white, for we're mighty proud of the mighty black and white. We're mighty proud of the mighty black and white.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the AFL NT's coverage of the 22-23 TIO NTFL season from TIO Stadium here in Darwin and Larrakia country. We're here for round 16 action of the men's Premier League competition. Tonight, the Palmerston Magpies taking on St Mary's. My name is Nick Danks and my commentary partner this afternoon and this evening, Clint Firth. Good evening, Clint. Big one here tonight at TIO.
Evening, Nick. Yes, big game for both these clubs. Mathematically, Palmerston can still make the 5. So a big opportunity for them. Obviously, probably not probable, but if they win all 3 coming home, including they've got one against Tiwi, there's still a mathematical chance. So you sort of would imagine they're fired up. And St Mary's obviously playing for that double chance. It's getting pretty hot and heated around that top of the ladder at the moment.
Certainly last week I was here for the St Mary's Nightcliff game where St Mary's led all night apart from that one fluke goal at the end of the night where Nightcliff got over them. Currently at the moment Nightcliff are leading their game. They're only just finishing the first quarter up by 11 points. Other games today, Wanderers defeated the Tiwi Bombers by 90 points. A big win there for Wanderers. And latterly the Southern Districts in a low-scoring contest beat Pint by 35 points. So as you said, the finals are still open for all of the sides. Certainly Tiwi obviously gone, but Palmerston, who are currently sitting second bottom, still have a chance to make the 5. But tonight will decide it for them, you would think.
Yep, 100%. Do or die for them. They win this, they're a chance. If not, they're gone. Come back next year. Weather's been good most of the day, Nick. We see some heavy clouds coming in from sort of the city end at the moment, so it looks like we'll have some rain shortly. Eric Guthrie from Palmerston, their captain, won the toss and chose to kick to the airport end, the right of screen.
Yeah, we've got some reports through the Palmerston. It's raining really heavily in Palmerston at the moment. The flags are turned around, they're blowing directly towards the grandstand, so they're not going across the ground, they're coming directly towards us at the moment. So we'll keep an eye on that weather, not sending lightning around, so that'll be good. A bit of rain will obviously slow and help Palmerston, you would think, because St Mary's got a bit of speed out there tonight.
All right, so we're almost there, the last game of round 16. In the ruck there, it looks like Ben Power. As umpire Lancaster balls it up in the middle. Power wins that, straight down to Guthrie. Guthrie on his non-preferred right foot. Kicks the ball there to half forward. Wharf's there. Guthrie lays the tackle. That was on land. Incorrect disposal. Good call by the umpire. And there is your reigning best and fairest medalist winner for the competition. He's had 2 touches already. Sends it in forward. Ball picked up there by Nugawali. Handball's out wide. Ball goes out of bounds, 45 metres around from Palmerston's goal.
Early fast start there for Palmerston. Good out of the middle. Very pleasing for him tonight. If they can win that ruck contest.
So this is Miles down there in the ruck up against Grenfell. Ball spills down, picks up there by Wharf through traffic, dispossessed. Guthrie through his 3rd touch already. To Lance, he gets tackled. That was a good tackle there by Nugawali. They managed to lock this inside their 50 well. Umpire says, I'll have it, and we'll go again. So good pressure early from Palmerston. They come here to play. Grenfell clearly wins that. Down to his skipper, Paredes. He goes one down the wing there. Contest there. That was Kobe Priest, the big ruckman there in Ben Power, and it's going to be a free kick there to Enrique Andrews. So he goes into the middle to Guthrie. This is his 4th possession in 90 seconds. Not a bad start if you don't mind. Sends it inside 50. Players go up. Down there is Long. Parnell running back for the handball. Ran him into a little bit of trouble. Eventually gave it to Parnell. Good pressure on the kick. He clears. Ball there to Valesio. Well done. Picked up. Handball. Going in there was Lachlan Stenning. And picked up there by Kobe Priest, and we'll have another boundary throw in. But Guthrie there in the ruck for Palmerston, the bloke he's up against is double his size, he's never going to win it. Sometimes it doesn't matter, and there is a free kick there to McNaughton from Palmerston. So ball's been locked in Palmerston's forward half so far. He gets called to play on with his left foot, drives it down towards 50 wide. It's a 2-on-1. Ball spills down, handball back to Long. Long stays boundary side and clears down the line. It's a 1-on-1 there. Yaron lost body contact there on Hams, and that was a good mark. He now switches to the middle. And that is Tyson Todd. He plays on his left foot, stings one inside 50. The Palmerston player sat there and waited for it. St Mary's player attacked it, and it's cleared there by Grenfell. As it starts running down with rain, they're running this out. Here's Dylan Land, runs his full measure. It's a 1-on-1 inside 50. Parry, it was a beautiful kick over the back to Calder. He's got a man on in the square. Oh, he handled there. Cook missed it. He's gone back for a second crack. It was like a cross in soccer, Nick.
Yeah, he did the right thing though. He saw him coming, just missed it with the handball, and very unlucky, but a great kick into the 50 there over the top of the defender, and really St Mary's messed that one up, but they're still in their forward line, so all chances to do so. Rain's coming down now here at TIO.
Peltering down. Probably not the worst for Palmerston, I think. It may bring these teams a little bit closer together. Boundary umpire launches in. Calder and Power. Ball spills to the ground. Hams goes in there. Stenning goes in as well. Comes there to Land. He's on his favourite left foot, almost from the impossible angle. And that proves so. Through to the near side for 1 behind. First score of the game.
People watching this on the ground here at TIO does really, really well with the weather. It gets rid of it pretty good. So although it'll get a bit of rain here at the moment, the ground normally holds up pretty well.
So it's going to be brought back in by Hams. Calder on the mark. Adam Parry looks to have picked up Calder from Palmerston. He's a fix-it man back there. He gets a big job every week. So good luck to him playing on one of the prominent forwards. Hands tried to be a little bit too cute, too cool. Plays on, doesn't waste any time. And that, just swung to the left right at the end. Thought he kicked it hard and low. Tailed off to the left at the end. Through for a behind.
Again, the right idea in this weather. He kept it low. He just turned on that last second. Breeze is coming towards the stand, so it was going into his face, but it just didn't straighten up for him.
The hands take two. There's not a lot of movement forward, so he's going to have to go long down the line here. He's got his big ruckman there, Power, up against Grenfell. Coming across the front there was Nagawali. He can't do it. Long, drills one inside 50. Ball spills to ground. Priest picks up. He's wrapped up. Ball comes there to land. Groves, he won't mind this wet weather. He loves it in tight and under. Ball spills there to Tyson Todd. Paredes gets him. Drives one inside 50. Player standing there all alone. Taps it to himself. And umpire judge, that's Lachlan Stenning, that he was taken by Andrews. He tried to play on then. Clearly never went back behind the marks. The umpire will call it back.
Yeah, got him for without possession. He got grabbed. Then it was a good decision by the umpire. Got it real quickly.
So Stenning going to kick this right on the 50 with a real wet footy. Drills it to the hot spot there. Players go up. And probably just a little bit too easy there. Liam Hunt from St Mary's takes an uncontested mark in this weather. 25 metres out directly in front.
Nice hands in the wet there. One grab and did very well. I didn't think he could hold it in this wet weather.
So Liam Hunt for the first goal of this game. Kicking from 35 metres out. Goal umpire takes a step to their right. And that's through for the first goal of the game. That is St Mary's 1-2-8, leading Palmerston yet to score. And we've gone 6.5 minutes in this first quarter.
The other game going on at the moment, the Tigers, there are 20 points up over at the moment over the Buffs. Breeze has turned around fairly significantly once this rain's come in. It's now going to the Michael Long centre end, so left of screen. We've got a fairly steady breeze coming through there now.
Yeah, Palmerston have to make this a scrap. Their season's on the line, like we said. Yeah. They still can make finals. Mathematically, they've got Tiwi next week. They need to win all 3 games coming home. So they need to scrap for their life here, for their spectators, for their football club. Comes to Guthrie. He thought he was clearly taken high by Land. Land turned to the umpire and said, what was that for? But clearly got him across the chops.
Absolutely.
And Guthrie, that's his 5th possession already. Goes to a 2-on-1 on the wing. Ball goes over the back. Keane's going to be first back there for Palmerston. Right with him is his St Mary's opposition there. That was the goal kicker, Hunt. Ball's wrapped up. Umpire Lancaster says, give it to me. I'll throw it up. Palmerston didn't dominate. That made it easy for the big fella there, Grenfell. Comes there to Hams. Palmerston win a free kick. Hams plays on, sends it inside 50. It's a 2-on-2 down there. That was Wharf. He goes up, comes down there to Wilkinson. Farah lays a tackle on him. Umpire was the judge. Said Wilkinson didn't have the footy. So Wilkinson inboard. Paredes by himself there. They've got an extra number there. Lant was free. Paredes ran his full measure, drilled one down. It ended up being good pressure on the kick. Dropped there by Stubbs Talbot. Doesn't matter. Ball spills there to Langton. He sends one inside 50. It's a 3-on-2 there. Farah's there. That's Klein. He can't pick up. Ball comes there to Stenning. It's right in the hot spot. That was Jellyman Turner there. Goes in the lend a hand. Back to Long. And they've worked this out well, St Mary's. They're going to clear. And that goes to Paredes again. He's also started well. Paredes a little one into the middle there. That was to Land. Guthrie made some late ground. He didn't go hard at it then. Tyson Todd, the St Mary's player, wanted it more. And Land on that beautiful left foot goes out wide. And the mark there taken at the half forward by St Mary's. Good hard running there by Jack Land. He couldn't get the kick. Thought Ashton Hams could have been taken high there. Umpire agrees. It's going to be a free kick there to Hams. Doesn't waste any time. Got a player down there, Taylor Stubbs Talbot. So this bloke's from Alice Springs, Nick.
Yep.
Son of Darren Talbot, a very good man down there. So he's making his Premier League debut today. So it's good to see guys from Katherine, Alice Springs, Tennant Creek.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's good to get him right across the territory, apart from just bring him in from interstate.
Yep. I think he may go down to boarding school, perhaps down south. But yeah, really big effort from him. He's only young and he has a red hot crack. So good on him. He's making his debut for Palmerston. As the ball comes there to Paredes, he's been prolific in this first quarter. It's a pretty open forward line. Calder's there. Parry's right with him. Ball spills over the back. Cook make amends for last time, and he doesn't miss that one from 15 metres out round the corner, and he sticks through St Mary's second goal.
They're going forward a fair bit in this game, so already Palmerston are, but just not finishing off. As you watch this kick here go in, there was heaps of St Mary's guys around him, and he just took the long one in. Over the back it went in this wet conditions, and then just picked up and rode through, and a good goal to finish it off.
And that might be my bad there, mate.
Sam Fowler.
Sam Fowler.
Yeah.
I called him Cook. I swear there was another guy, very, very similar look, wearing number 40, previously playing for St Mary's. But I'll cop that one. Sam Fowler.
So it's 2 goals, 2-14, and we just need to update our scoreboard. And Palmerston yet to score as the same. Palmerston have been going forward, just being held back by a very strong St Mary's defence.
Paredes in there. Groves goes in, lays a tackle. Umpires have judged a player was being held there, and that's going to be a free kick to Dill Lance. He goes around, gets a shepherd on the mark, drills it in. Calder's in the sandwich there. Ball spills to the front. Can't be picked up there by Stubbs Talbot. Eventually is. Throws one in the boot. The clearing kick. That's well done. But only as far as land. He was the one that sent it in there originally. Ball loose in the middle here. St Mary's. Slippery footy. Can't be taken there by Brockland. Palmerston picked up and kicked there by Kyle Keane. Brendan McConnell's in there. Kyle Keane goes in and lays an aggressive tackle. Umpire said it was too aggressive. And Dill Lance tried to play on there. Wasn't his free kick. Umpire says bring it back. And that will be a free kick there to Kreuzberger. So Kreuzberger from right in the centre square, TIO, kicks it into the forward 50 there for St Mary's, but dropping back into the hole, Big Ben Power. And umpire's pulled a 50 for that, so some temporary relief there for Palmerston. I think they really got to stay with them, Nick. They can't, you know, this can't be blowing out at quarter time, or it could turn into a big blowout, which is not good. He tries to give it to Hams, not a bad idea. He's got a beautiful, he plays the quarterback role there for Palmerston. He's taken high, sends it inside 50. Much more crowded forward line down there than St Mary's. Umpire whistle goes. I think he's paid a push there.
Yep, he certainly did. There's their big chance to get on the scoreboard. They've been going forward a fair bit, as I said earlier, and just not getting any reward for it. They need to finish this one, as you said. They can't let St Mary's get away from them. St Mary's had a couple of really big wins this year, and once they've got that tail up, they're going to be very hard to stop.
Yeah, they play TIO Stadium better than anyone. So this is Heath Morgan Morris, and that's just what the doctor ordered there for Palmerston. Well done. That's their first blood. Almost 13 minutes gone in this first quarter.
They played a pretty tight match last week against the Tigers, and again, as I said earlier, they just got pipped at about the last minute of the game. But it was a hard contest, but St Mary's have been like to get ahead early in this one, which they look pretty promising, but a big goal there for Palmerston. They needed that one. Looks like this rain's going to set in for a fair while.
They're looking very dark and bleak coming from the city side part of the oval, coming across the ground. Usually the wind to the right of screen here, but coming directly at the cameras at the grandstand side here, so across the ground. No real advantage to either team. As the Palmerston Ruckman's got a massive advantage here. That was well done there by Braxton Armati. Ended up winning it. Ball spills down till Land plays a tackle. Umpire says I'll have it. Power, two-handed spike there in the hands of Ward. There's nothing wrong with this for Palmerston. They've turned this into a contested game of footy. I think that's what they'll want. Ball spills there, knocked on there by Krusenberger. Picked up there by Yaron, gives it to Ahmad. I didn't think it was a clear possession. Could have got pinged for holding the ball. Doesn't necessarily matter. Palmerston win it. They go there to Barrett, centre half forward. He can't take it. Nugawali goes in there. Picked up by Guthrie. Swings around on his left boot. Goes to a 2-on-2 there, 40 metres out from goal. Parnell stays down. He picks up. Handballs over the top to Kreuzberger. He drills one out wide. And the mark there taken by Mitch Musgrove. And St Mary's will transition this well. He goes down the line there. Sam Fowler can't take the mark. Spills down to McNaughton. Picked up there by Hunt. Groves is in there. Taken by Kreuzberger. Umpire whistle goes. That's going to be a free kick there to Hillier for St Mary's. Hillier drives one in. Hams read that like a book. He was a step ahead and filled the space in front of Calder and took a very timely mark for Palmerston. He doesn't have too much forward, so he's just going to chip down the line. Had to be centimetre perfect, almost was. Rodney Nugawali couldn't take that mark, and we'll get a boundary throw in.
Very hard to pinpoint that in the sort of conditions at the moment. Bit of water down there in that part of the ground as well.
Umpire launches in. Power against Matt. Umpire Michael Gayo has pinged one there. I think it was for a hold of the arm, and it's going to be a free kick there to Power. Jordan Klein's just got a little bit of space ahead. Wasn't the best kick. St Mary's are there. Jellyman Turner couldn't grab. Going in there is McConnell. Ball comes out. Ball kicked forward there by Lanton. It's smothered. Lanton goes again. Geez, it's a slippery footy at the moment. Out wide. Morgan Morris, their goal kicker, was first to it. He did that well. Little chip over the top of the wall. And if he had taken that, he had a one-on-one forward. Couldn't grab it. Ball goes out of bounds, 50 metres out from Palmerston's goal.
Yeah, typical wet weather footy there. He just chipped that forward at all costs, but unfortunately couldn't take the mark. And as you said, they were one-on-one in the goal square.
Launches in. Groves goes early. Comes there to Paredes. He drills one down there. Mark couldn't be taken there by Jai Hartung. Slaps it forward. Hillier. It's a beautiful kick. Favours called up. Harry went back, made contact. But on the second bite there, Calder. He's got something in board. His captain, who ran really hard there from the half-back line, put his foot to the floor. And he was on it by Calder. And he'll have a shot 25-30 metres out to try and put through St Mary's third goal. To the skip. He's had a really good first quarter. The stats had a little bit. Really, probably not easy conditions to have a shot. Very heavy underfoot, and the ball very slippery and very heavy also. So 3 for 1 behind. I just noticed down there, Nick, number 34, Warwick Campbell, playing full forward there for Palmerston. He's from Catherine. He's been dominant in the under-18s this year. So not sure if it's his first game or he might have played a couple, but obviously promoted to the Premier League team. A rugby bloke as well. Dominates both sports, but apparently been absolutely dominant in the 18s this year. So good to see him get his chance. Probably not great weather for him. As Walk picks up on his left foot, goes down the line there. Sits it on the head of the St Mary's player. Morgan Morris gets a hand in there. We'll get a boundary throw in.
If we looked out at the outs around the pitch here, you can see we've had a heap of rain already. Started raining about a minute into the game. We're into 80th minute now, and it hasn't stopped, and doesn't look like it's for a while. So hopefully, as you said, that slowed it down a bit for Palmerston, because St Mary's were on a roll early.
Yeah. Nagawali there, picked up. Kick was smothered. Well done there by the St Mary's player. He drills one forward, and probably not the worst result. Goes out of bounds 48 metres out. St Mary's can set up around this and try and lock this in.
St Mary's leading by 9 points at the moment, and as they're in their forward line, we're waiting for this ball to come in. Even the boundary umpire found that one slippery as well.
The plays go up. Spills there to Taylor and Stubbs Talbot. Spinning around there was Mitch Musgrove. Umpire's whistle goes again. And a free kick has been picked out there to Musgrove. No, sorry, it still lands. He's got to watch the play on here. He chooses not to. Honours the lead of Calder. Guthrie dropping back in the hole. Calder on his left foot, right to the top of the square. It's a 2-on-1. Enrique Andrews is in all sorts of trouble. He's surrounded by 3 St Mary's players. Ball spills to the captain, Paredes. Is an absolutely dominant first quarter, and that's St Mary's third goal of the quarter.
I think the Palmerston player coming out for that one heard a voice because he tended to drop his head and let that one come over the top because he thought his guy was coming, but ended up being a St Mary's player. And then, of course, it bounced around a little bit there, and Paredes was just standing on the goal line waiting for it to come out to him, and that's exactly what it did. In these wet conditions, as I said, knock the ball forward at all costs, and there's a classic example there of doing that, and St Mary's reaped the rewards. 3 goals, 2-21 to 1 straight for Palmerston, 6 points. We're coming into time on in the first quarter.
So ball back in the middle. Players go up. One there by Grenfell. One out of there by Kreuzberger. He drives one forward. First there is Luke Hillier. He gives a handball back to his St Mary's teammate. Just shanks one forward. It's a dangerous ball inside 50. As the players scrap over it. Picked up there by Palmerston. Little handball. Fighting around there is the goal kicker Fowler. Paredes also down there. Umpire says I'll have it. Paredes has a few words to him. No, sorry, he's plucked one out of there. It's going to be a free kick to Ashton Hams.
Yeah, Michael Gayo, the other umpire, called the high tackle there.
And Hams goes wide to War. War long down the outer side of TIO Stadium. Almost spilt there to Farah. I don't think he expected that. Ball comes in. That was McNaughton. Spins around on his left boot. St Mary's have got numbers behind this. This is what they do really, really well. Ends up there with Stenning. Stenning switches, and that's Vallejo. He's got some wheels on him. If he can pick up, he's going to try and get round. Gives the handball, was asking for it back. He didn't get it. Jack Lant goes inboard on his left foot. Goes forward. It was right on the head of Enrique Andrews there. Again, the umpire whistle has gone.
St Mary's forward got grabbed as he was coming to try to cut off the mark, and the umpire was right onto it.
So Jackson Calder, he's kicked 30 for the season. He's now ranked third on the goal kicking for the season, with Motlop's 12 today. So Motlop's moved to 32. Magro from Waratahs at 45. Calder on 30. So a little game within the game there. This is for his first. This will take him to 31 for the season. Right on the quarter time siren. I think he's swung back nicely. Yep, delayed signal by the umpire, and that's a goal to St Mary's on quarter time.
I think he was waiting for the all clear from the umpire for the siren, whether it was right. But 4 goals, 3-27. The Magpies single goal. As we quickly watch this before we go to the break, there was definitely a push and a hold of Calder coming out, and then of course he's just gone back and put that through. But we'll be back with you shortly here at TIO Stadium. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to AFL NT's coverage of the 22-23 TIO NTFL season here from TIO Stadium. Round 16 action of the men's Premier League competition. Palmerston taking on St Mary's. My name's Nick Danks. My commentary partner this evening is Clint Firth. Clint, a strong start by Palmerston, but couldn't do it on the scoreboard, and St Mary's looked really good. The rain came in and then they're just taking control. Yeah,
probably the first 7-8 minutes of that first quarter, Palmerston had the run of play. The ball was sort of locked in their forward half, but as soon as it opened up a little bit, St Mary's got the run of play. Look, it's going to be a tough task now for Palmerston. They're playing for this season. As we said, there's still a mathematical chance of making the final 5, but they're really going to have to turn it on this quarter. They're going to have to win this quarter at least, I think. And I'm just wondering where their goals are going to come from, Nick. If you look at their leading goal kickers for the year, Eddie Betts on 17, who's not playing, down to Baxter Mitch on 8, who's not playing, and then Cam Peterson on 7. So they don't have too many avenues to goal at this stage, and I just wonder, particularly with the weather, if St Mary's forward line just looks a lot more potent at this stage. So,
and strangely, this one, the wind is going to the Michael Long end of this ground, so it's going to the left of screen at the moment. It's raining. We don't think it's going to probably get a stop for the rest of the game. No lightning around, which is great. And as we get ready to start the second quarter.
So Grenfell up against Power. Ball spills down. Shark there. Comes to Lance on his left boot. Inside 50. Down there is Jack Lance. Ashton Hams goes in. Stenning gets a toe poke out of there. Comes to the big ruckman, Grenfell. He bent down well, picked that up in one motion. Geez, I thought that almost went through for a second. Umpire says just missed. Through for one behind.
Yeah, the way the goal umpire moved then, I thought it just gone to the left of him, but it stayed on its course. But it was a nice pick-up by the big guy.
So Hams plays on. He's got the big ruckman calling it on the far side of the ground. Again, he misses his target, which is very unusual. Ball comes there to Fowler. He kicked a goal in the first quarter. Almost kicks his second. That would have been a ripper. Slams into the behind post. So sort of this quarter starting as the last one finished. All St Mary's at this stage. And important for them as well, Nick, they're playing for that double chance spot. They want to finish first or second in this ladder. Yeah, so it's hot up that top of the ladder. Ball comes down there to Long. Picks up almost in slow motion. Handballs in forward, comes to Hunt. He kicked one in the first quarter. Ball goes there to Calder. Almost ended up in Parry's lap. He didn't want it. Comes there to Hams. Check side kick. Vallejo's there. Umpire's plucked one. There's going to be a free kick there to Kobe Priest. Drills it on his left boot. It's a 2-on-1. Farah's there. He does well. Ball goes over the back. He is outnumbered there by St Mary's players. He's done well here, Farah. Keep it in front. Picked up there by Stenning. To Grenfell. To Brock Lant. To Dill Lant. Well done there. Well worked. To Auburn. And now they've worked this really well. Hilliard's got some space. Paredes is with him. Paredes is going to draw him. Handball over the top to Paredes. Paredes runs to 70. Drills one there. Calder, he's up against 2. Front and square there was Hunt. Didn't get much purchase on the kick. Groves his first back there. Slides in with both knees. Turns around and goes, I've got no one on me. I'm going to kick it back out. Only as far as 50. Dill Land, he's going to get leather poisoning at half time. He's had that much of it already. As the players fighting over it there. Comes to Greenaway. His kick is smothered. That was Harry Ling, puts his head down. Crowd scream ball. I think it was a good call originally by the umpire. However, he's picked that second one. That's holding the ball. It's going to be a free kick there to Walk. So that's better from Palmerston, Nick, having a crack.
Certainly better in their defensive line. St Mary's will look better going forward.
Yeah.
Good delivery of the 50 St Mary's were doing tonight. Every time they've had it, they've been picking someone out or kicking over the top of the players and let the young guys run underneath it in these wet conditions.
So just looking at Joe Farah there, he looks like he's a little bit sore in his left leg. He's key for them tonight. He's one of their most experienced players. Looks like he's going forward, so they're going to try and use him as an avenue towards goal. Andrews is there. Ball spills over the back. Comes to Dill Land. There's good pressure on the kick. Whether it was touched on, I'm not sure. It was.
Yeah, hit the Palmerston guy on the way through.
Umpire Ash Gardner from Queensland over here assisting with the NTFL. Good on him. Says throw it in. Grenfell gets front position, only as far as Nagawali. Couldn't take that slippery ball. Comes out of Grenfell, and he just says, I am kicking this as far forward as I can, and he does a really good job. Calder almost could grab it. That's Yaron there. That's Fowler. He's first back, and he's been electric in this first quarter and a half. Fowler, he kicks his second, makes himself the only multiple goal kicker on the ground.
Again, St Mary's proving what they've been doing well all night. That's forwards at all costs. And that one there, they just kept knocking it forward, and then Fowler just roved on it, as we'll see here now. Ball over the back. It's done that a couple of times tonight. Knocked on there well, and of course Fowler just pushed it to his own advantage and said thank you very much.
Yeah, once he was goal side there at Groves, it was good night Irene. He played that well. It's his second. Liam Hunt with one, Paredes with one, and Calder with one, and Heath Morgan Morris the solitary goal kicker for Palmerston, as the rain still tumbles down. Ash Gardner launches up. One there by Braxton Ahmad. Ashton Hams is gone in the middle. He can't win it. St Mary's go forward, and the mark there taken by Hillier. Plays on, comes to Musgrove. Thought a St Mary's player could have been held then. Back to Hillier. Gets some purchase on it. Parry and Calder. It's a one-on-one. Calder does well. Throws it on the left boot. Players are screaming touched. Umpire says no, it wasn't. He just got enough on that. I think he almost had an airy.
He certainly did, but
just scraped the edge of the boot through for his second.
If he had got this cleanly, we'll watch this again now. If he got it cleanly, it may have been touched, but because he just stabbed at it, it's just trickled below the Palmerston's player's hand. Gets it there, and yeah, just put it through.
Take him any way you can. He goes to 32 for the season, tied with Motlock from Wanderers.
So that's 6 goals, 541 to Palmerston's 1 single goal, and they want to do something early right now, Palmerston, or else this is going to get really nasty.
Yeah. St Mary's been dominant. Dill Land, he's had about 15 touches. Comes there to his brother Jack Land. He doesn't waste any time. Drills one inside 50. Parry attacked it. Down there is Kobe Priest. He picks up, comes there to Musgrove, almost a look-away handball to Land on his non-preferred right boot. Groves was on the goal line there, had a good crack at touching it. Umpire's keeping his suspense, says he didn't touch it in time. And that's another one for St Mary's. Yep. Jack Land.
A heavy breeze goes to that end of the ground, but St Mary's is just running on top of the ground. I don't think Palmerston have been inside their 50 in this quarter.
As the 231s come on for both teams, so that's Michael Langdon from Palmerston and Jai Hartung. They'll go Langdon into the middle, Hartung on this near wing. And by Lancaster. They're winning the knocks there, but they're not winning it out. Well done. That's a clearance win. Small wins. That's down to Power. He throws one forward, picked up there by Brockland. There's a beautiful kick under pressure, and the mark there taken by Paredes. Paredes chips one forward, and the mark there taken by Kreuzberger. Kreuzberger drills one inside 50. Ball goes over the back. Fowler with a World Cup soccer attempt there. Got nowhere near it, to be honest, but it looked good from here. Out of bounds. And Enrique Andrews for Palmerston will bring it back in. Clears for Palmerston. That's going to be a free kick there to Guthrie. Goes long down the outer side. This is where they've really struggled to get it past. They're running rings around him here, St Mary's. Brockland drills one forward. Only as far there as Kobe Priest. as this rain absolutely buckets down. He drills one, slippery ball through the hands. Spinning in there was Jellyman Turner. Ball comes out there long, little handball over the top there. Back to Jellyman Turner. It's the dinky one around the corner to the middle. Palmerston player couldn't grab, possibly taken in the back. Paridi sends one forward. Enrique Andrews, well done, shimmy, and then stayed boundary side. Little chip out there taken by hands. And they played that well, Palmerston.
Not much for him to kick to down the line there. He's going to have to kick to a contest. They're just not running away from him, Palmerston. It's they just need to try and open this game up because St Mary's are winning exactly like that.
And those little short ones in this weather, it's costly.
Yeah.
Mark there, dropped by Andrews. Yaron, little handball forward. Umpire's whistle goes again. And then there's going to be a free kick there to Yaron. He's not that far out. He's only 35, 40 metres there. Probably kicked from 35 and looked to give it off. Decided to go back and have a set shot.
Seen him kick a couple from here this season, so this wet conditions make it hard. The breeze right in his back.
They're pretty heavy underfoot, slippery to drop. Across the face of goal. Corder's there, appeals for the free kick. Umpire says, I don't agree. And Palmerston will bring it back in. So I'm not sure, Nick, about this little chip bringing it out of defence. When it's bucketing down like this, they're lacking penetration, Palmerston. I think you've just got to spiral it out. They kick the ball on its flat side and just try and move it forward.
Which is exactly what St Mary's are doing. Every time they're getting the ball, it's forwards at all costs, whereas Palmerston are going backwards and sideways and just can't afford to do it.
It's very, very tricky conditions to do that. War sends one down. Little hand in there by Nugawali, and they've worked it around the centre wing. We'll get a boundary throw in.
As I said, I don't think Palmerston have been in their 50 in this quarter. They started off really well at the start of the game, but St Mary's just got a stranglehold, and here we are 42 points later.
Big Grenfell dropped it, comes out of Kreuzberger, goes inside. Hillier couldn't take the mark, picked up there by Fowler, a little toe poke forward. Jellyman Turner now, he plays in the back pocket, he's getting in on the yak, tries to bring one round the corner.
Kick like a back pocketer.
Through the one behind. He's not scared, Chopper, to mix their positions up. He does give them a run here, there and everywhere. I dare say in St Mary's best team, he's running hard off a back pocket or a half-back flank. He's very penetrating out of that back line with that. It's like the trifecta of Matty Green and Kieran Parnell there as well. So it's a very good mid-sized back line. Little small kick there to Andrews. This is where they're getting caught. It's just get it out of there. Get it out there as quick as they can. Try and win a stoppage here. Ball comes down. Greenaway can't take it. Ball goes over the back. Well, Jordan Klein picks up. We'll have another boundary throw in. Too easy there by Grenfell. Just got rid of Miles. Palmerston player possibly taking it out of it. Umpire says play on. Liam Hunt. Little pitching wedge forward, and that's a ripping mark there taken by Fowler.
Those some good hands tonight, St Mary's having that forward 50s.
Yeah, he's been electric, Fowler, early, and might bad for calling him cook for the first half of the first quarter. But look, you wouldn't think he could drill it from here. He can use the new rule and run around, but he's kicking a real heavy footy from 50, and as you can see, it was so heavy underfoot. Drills one in, playing for the free kick there was Jellyman Turner. Thrown on the boot there by Palmerston. And they'll be content to see that out. That's the third time in about 3 minutes. We'll get a boundary thrown in the same spot.
Yeah, the boundary umpire hasn't had to move far from this one. He's picked it out of the same hole.
And you can see, Nick, St Mary's got one behind the footy here. So even if Palmerston win this and they kick it forward, there's a loose St Mary's player who's just going to send it straight back in. I think they have to man up or putt on that because they're really struggling to penetrate. Picked up by Musgrove, round on his right boots. Brought around a little bit too far, through for one behind. They're peppering the behinds at the moment, St Mary's.
You're right about Palmerston. I've watched it a couple of times and they've had it here for a back mark, taken the second kick. There's no third kick for it. There's no one to kick to. And as you said, St Mary's are running a sweeper at the moment and it's just going to keep staying down and into the ground.
Yeah, it's hard to see them breaking this. I don't know maybe you got to put your quick guys in the back line, just get them to try and run it, or just play for distance like rugby union and play for the stoppage, and then set up around it. Andrews drills one long. Players go up. Kreuzberger with a nice punch. Comes there to Hunt. He's dispossessed. He goes to ground. He's got two Magpies over the top of him. Oh, God, there's a lot of traffic in there. He's picked one there, umpire goer, and it's a free kick there to Kobe Priest. Out wide, tries to hit up Morgan Morris, and he does. Mark's sliding in on his knees. Down this near side. Geez, no player went at it. It landed in the lap of a player. Comes there to Warwick Campbell. He throws one on the boot. Only player inside 50 there was Jellyman Turner. He couldn't gather. Farah did. Around on the left boot. He took a lot of water with the kick. It was very heavy underfoot. That's well done there by Joe Farah. And to state the obvious, that was a much needed goal there for Palmerston.
That's the first time Palmerston have actually had that third kick. It was a bit lucky there that the St Mary's guy dropped the ball, but were very well picked up and kept moving forward by Campbell. And then, of course, Farah just popped it away, running away with it. So 7 goals, 850 to 2 straight to Palmerston in 15 minutes into the second quarter, when rained pretty much the whole game.
Not sure why we take so long to throw it up in the middle. Play's been ready now for 20-25 seconds. Umpire eventually throws it up. Comes down, Lant, well done, accelerates from that contest, right on the paint of the 50, drills one to Calder. Well done there by Parry. It was a beautiful penetrating kick in there by Lant. 1 centimetre high, would have got to Calder. Would have been a goal from the centre clearance for St Mary's. Well done there, Adam Parry.
Good run out of the centre there, nice kick in there. He did try and pinpoint it, and as I said, just well cut off by Parry there to save a certain goal.
So Andrews drills one out wide. Guthrie picks up, handballs over the top. That's David Miles. He gets wrapped up. Paredes goes in there hard. Hunt in there hard. Plays around. Valesio. It's defensive handball back. Back again to Grenfell. Grenfell round the corner. Inside 50. Little hand in there by Andrews. Spoilt that one. Comes there to Valesio. Right there to the hot spot. Ashton Hamsey's there. Picked up there by the Palmerston player Kyle Keane. Comes there to the St Mary's play around the corner. Good body work on the line there by Jackson Calder to clear that. Not sure if you picked up who kicked that.
I think it might have been Fowler again, but I'm just going to wait for him to see the replay. But again, proving St Mary's just pushing it forward the whole time. That wasn't Fowler, it was
Jack Land.
Jack Land got that one. That's his second goal of the night as well. So the third multiple goal scorer of the night. 8 goals, 9.57 to 2 straight for Palmerston Magpies. 17 minutes into the second quarter. And St Mary's looked really good breaking out of the middle there. Got cut off for the last one, but the bounce back there, and of course put it away, and a reply quick one from the Palmerston goal. Umpire taking time again to throw this one up.
He says, I'm coming back that way, boys. Players get out of his way. One there by Grenfell. Comes through, spills there to Keane. Handball over the top. Big Miles got to get down and pick it up. He always fell over. It looked like come out. I won't say that. There he go. Well done. Makes a man. Shimmied in there. Got it on his boot forward. Inside 50. Leading up there, the Palmerston player. Well done. Gives the handball there to Greenaway. Greenaway to Campbell in the pocket. Sort of just a sitting duck there for Luke Oborn to come over the top. And it's fisted out. Tough conditions for the young man from Catherine playing full forward for Palmerston.
He's had a couple of nice touches, but been very limited, obviously.
He's a very, very strong man for his age, and he's electric, as we said, rugby player before, but these conditions make it very, very hard for him. Ball comes here to Guthrie, throws it on the boot. Socket there forward. Here he is, Campbell. Keeps it in front of him. Goes back for a second crack. Oh, he's wrapped up there by Dill Land. Players looked at the umpire. Umpire seemed to say play on. Comes out there to Morgan Morris. He's under the pump. Dill Land lays one on him. Parnell almost pretends to keep it in.
Players stopped then. I thought they either heard a whistle or they were expecting a whistle for that. But the umpire said play on and kept going. But if you're right, everybody stopped.
Probably Warwick Campbell there, just adjustment to senior footy. Just if you had a throw on the boot real quick, but Lant wrapped him up and he'll adjust to the pace of the game as he goes. But good that he's getting his hands on the footy. He's a future star of NT football, I think. Ball comes down there to St Mary's. That's out in front there of Vallejo. Socket there by Groves. Jellyman, Turner and Keane go at it. Jellyman Turner had support, chose not to go with it. Drills one there to the attacking side of the centre square, and the mark there taken by Hightongue. Gives it back to the running Jellyman Turner. Jellyman Turner drills one there. Calder is there. Andrews is there. Both players couldn't keep it in. Parides floating around, saying, boys, I want another one. We'll get a boundary throw in as we tick on to time on in this second quarter.
A lot of pace through the middle there from St Mary's in these wet conditions. Pushed it forward very well, and here's their opportunity.
Well won there by the Palmerston player. Couldn't get a clear possession. Geez, I thought Parides feigned that early. I didn't think he was taken around the head. And I think the umpire agreed. He really threw his head back and play him up there. Could be wrong. It's a long way away. Umpire says, I'll have it. Picked up there by Big Miles. Throws it on the boot. Only as far as St Mary's. Drills one forward and filling the hold there is Guthrie. Handballs to Hams. Over the top to Groves. And Groves with a clearing kick. St Mary's are going to be first here. That's Jacob Long. Keeps the ball in front. He's got a little bit of support. He doesn't need it. It was a missed tackle there by Palmerston. Oh, look how heavy it is underfoot there. Jeez, that's like playing in a swimming pool. Comes back to Groves. Just put it on the boot, gentlemen. Coming through there hard was Lachlan Stenning. And it's like a cake of soap at the moment. Picked up there by Andrews. He's been one of Palmerston's best. And I think that fortuitously lands in the hands there of Tyson Todd. Gives it back there to Andrews. Little one over the top. A mark taken by McNaughton. He doesn't waste any time. Runs to the attacking side of the centre square. Drills one down. It was almost in the middle of 3 St Mary's players. Cleared them. Ill-directed kick going forward. 3 for 1 behind. Palmerston moved to 2 goals, 1-13.
We're not going to see many marks above the head from now on, I wouldn't have thought tonight. That ball's getting heavier and heavier, and you saw that just then before. It is a bit swimming poolish down here on the grandstand side.
Chip out there. Oborn was in a lot of space. And then again, chip down the line to Braxton Armat. So some loose checking there by Palmerston. And they brought this out much too easy in these conditions to land. And he says, boys, we're going to slow it down. There's no hurry. We've got a massive lead here. Goes back there to Hillier. Hillier, a little one forward to Brock Lant. Wilkinson calling for it. Brock Lant to Dylan Lant. The Lant show at the moment. And Braxton, Matt, how does that happen? He's got Calder a one-on-one inside 50. Goes a little short one. Picked up there by Musgrove. That's Jai Hartung. He sends one inside 50. Dropped there by the Palmerston player. Put his head over it. Get it on the boot. You're going to get wrapped up. Interesting when the umpire calls this one. Did he try and take the tackle on? Umpire says he didn't. Give it to me. We'll have a ball up on the paint. 23 minutes gone, second quarter.
Got a few goals, but there couldn't be much more than a minute left. You wouldn't have thought of this quarter.
A lot of players around this footy. Nagawali gets a kick there. Morgan Morris eventually picks up. Down there to Guthrie. Fighting hard there for it with Palmerston. Hunt in there for St Mary's. Palmerston player goes in hard and is in doing so giving away the free kick, and that's going to go to Hillier. They may have time for one more here, St Mary's. Ball goes in over the back. Calder playing full forward / rover. It's going to be the first one back there. Couldn't get there. Ball goes out of bounds. And we are pretty close to half time, I sense.
Palmerston have done well the last 4 or 5 minutes to stem the flow, though. It was going to get real nasty, and they pulled that one back. And St Mary's got an early one to reply, but they've stopped it from getting really bad.
Ball down there, comes to Hams on his left boot. Doesn't get as much purchase as he wants. It's in a dangerous spot. Palmerston player wrapped up, and there's a very good call by umpire Gardner there. It was incorrect disposal. We could see that clear on our TV screens. Almost as good a view as what the umpire would have had. Well, he looked at feign it off there, Musgrove, but he said no, I'm going back. Lance still behind, asking for it. The kicking from 48 metres, very heavy underfoot, to the top of the square. And the big fella Miles is back there. He takes the mark. Oh, tries to go across goal. There was 3 Palmerston players there. And Vallejo says, thank you very much.
Yeah, the big fella did all the hard work, cutting that ball off, and then again messing around in the back line, and 2-minute little kicks from Palmerston.
So the son of the coach, a very, very talented young player. Lines are marked.
Stayed left.
Just stayed left. There's one behind. And this could be a lot uglier if St Mary's had a kick straight. Brought in there by Palmerston, and the mark there taken by McMahon. Goes down the line over the head of Morgan Morris, and there is the siren for half-time.
Half-time here, 45-point lead to St Mary's over Palmerston. Palmerston only got 1 goal in that quarter, and St Mary's are tying this one up very early in the game. We had rain throughout it, but we'll be back with the second half shortly. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The AFLNT's coverage of the 22-23 TIO NTFL season here from TIO Stadium in Darwin. Round 16 action of the Men's Premier League competition. Palmerston taking on St Mary's, and a big first half for St Mary's. Clint and Palmerston better kick back early in this quarter.
Yeah, like we said, the season is on the line here. Mathematically, they can still make the 5. Look, they don't have a strong team out there today. It must be slightly frustrating for their supporters and that to, put up this sort of performance when there's still mathematically a chance to make the final. So, look, St Mary's have clearly outclassed them in the first half of this game. Palmerston did have a couple of good patches in that second quarter, but yeah, it's been all one-way traffic so far.
Just quickly, goal scorers up to 2 obviously for Palmerston. Joe Farah and Heath Morgan Morris has got 1. A single for Liam Hunt for Saints. Nathan, the captain, Paredes has got 1, and 2 each for Calder, Lant, and that's Jack Lant, and a couple for Fowler as well. And Fowler had a fabulous bit of run there for about 10 minutes, and it could have had his third one as well, but it just got touched on the line. But Saints look really good here tonight. Other one going on at the moment, Tigers currently leading the Buffs by 47 points. Earlier, Wanderers defeated Tiwi by 90, and Southern Districts defeated Pint by 35 points. But we're underway in the third quarter.
The one there by Grenfell. He goes to Hunt. Hunt on his right boot, sends it inside 50, spills out of Yarran, goes inside, goes back on his right, little pitching wedge over the top. And like clockwork, that is a brilliant start there for St Mary's, and the mark there taken by Jack Lant. He'll line up for his third.
They've done that well all night tonight. They've looked down, they haven't blazed away. They did that a bit last week against the Tigers. They had a couple of shots where you think they could have pulled that down. That was a perfect example of someone's obviously had a chat to them during the week, and they've played that really well.
So Jack Lant to kick St Mary's.
You like that on the line. There's a hang.
Nice goal.
Yep. So that's Lance third.
And within 51 seconds of half time, St Mary's are on the board.
It's like the rain's eased a bit here. We had a heap of rain in that first half. It's just a light drizzle at the moment. Breeze coming towards the grandstand end, so directly into the face of the grandstand, a little bit to the left of screen. Well, coming back into the centre now, but the start that Palmerston didn't need.
The boundary umpire with the longest legs in history. Nick, have a look at that. They're about 2 metres tall. He gets to his position. Umpire Ash Gardner would launch up. Power versus Grenfell. Comes to Paredes. Handball there to Lant on his non-preferred right boot. Goes to half forward. Ball comes to the Fowler. Could have got a push. Umpire said play on. Groves is there. Didn't hit it well. Almost goes up. Hasn't gone 15. Hunt gets a fist in there. Comes to Paredes. Paredes on his right foot. He's dealt with after that kick. He got absolutely cleaned up after that kick. And correctly, umpire Ash Gardner said that is a free kick down the ground. No Palmerston player arguing. And it's going to be Brock Land. And he's going to line up for his 4. The Brock Land from 35, 40 metres out. Umpire
like that.
Does not move much. Well done, St Mary's. They've come out of the blocks firing in this third quarter.
2 goals in 2 minutes. But yeah, Paredes gets cleaned up. As we see in the replay here, that ball went straight up the end. This was a lovely punch out of the middle here. Kept them pushing forward as they've done all night. Definitely a kick down ground.
I actually thought it was the player coming with more momentum that got him. It was actually the guy closer to the pack, so perhaps not as bad as I first thought, but well done there to the umpires. And this possibly turning ugly, Nick.
Yep, 10 goals, 10 to 2 goals, 1. Palmerston now need to just do something just to get themselves. I think this one's gone, but they need to do something to just to get themselves back into it and have a go like they did in the second quarter.
No ruckman clearly wins that. The big fella Power off the ground. Umpire's paid a hold against Dylan Lant. He's not doing his Nichols medals chances any damage tonight. He's been super. And the free kick there to Farah. He launches one inside 50. Comes to the back there to Parnell. Defensive handball. I think that was Kruzberger, throws it on the boot. Groves thought he had claimed it. He's claimed there by Luke Oborn.
He had a pretty good go at that. I thought he may have claimed that. Might have been touched off the boot, though, because it was pretty packed back there on the back line.
To Grenfell. Power. McConnell's in there. Long's there. Head over the ball. Nice little handball there to Harry Ling. He goes to Hunt, and he goes to Land, and St Mary's stream down the outer side. He puts it out in front of Hillier. Didn't need to break stride. Hillier tried to go around the corner to Yaron. Didn't hit it that well. Ended up putting him right under the pump. Picked up there by Palmerston, and it's a miscue kick, only as far as Hartung. So he's going to go in the quarter direction. Ham's been trying to fill that hole for a lot of the day. He does that again well. And takes the mark. Little kick out wide. Mark taken there by Priest, who's been serviceable today for Palmerston. So Priest drills one, grandstand side. 3 St Mary's players went up. Comes there to Warwick Campbell. He's wrapped up. It's the umpire judge. He tried to take on that first player. Once you choose to take on the tackle and you get wrapped up, that's it, holding the ball. So it's a free kick there to Harry Ling for St Mary's.
He's a big lad, though, isn't he?
Yeah, for 16, 17 years old. He is. Sometimes doesn't go with his first option. I've noticed that. He's just got to learn, especially at senior footy when the pace of the game picks right up. You've got to take that first option. I presume being so big, mate, playing rugby and everything, fending people off, it's just second nature to him. So he'll have to adapt to that. But he's a freakish talent.
Big off-season for him, and there's a couple of games under the belt, as you said.
Goes there to Land. Picked up there by Priest. Didn't get an effective disposal. Neither the Palmerston player, but I don't think they'll be too concerned. Ball goes out of bounds. We've got a boundary throw in.
Definitely got him there. The umpire saw that one from a long way out, had his arm right across his chest. Would be football. The ball was even thrown in, and it's going to go to Palmerston here. This is the kick they've been falling down, though. This third kick up, and it's just been cut off all the time by St Mary's. Bit of push in the back. Couldn't agree more. This is where they really struggled. Land, hospital hand pass. He's racked up there by Nagawali. Mary's been playing that sweeper role all night. Again, they've got the one extra back there. Those go up. No one wings it. Nagawali just couldn't take it on the first grab. Cleared out there by Ahmat. Comes down there to Tyson Todd. He can't grab it. Nagawali's in there again. Jellyman Turner goes without it. Braxton Ahmat, little soccer. Again, a little soccer there by Hartung. Comes there to Fowler. Fowler to Parnell. Back to Fowler. He's running the wrong way, puts on the brakes, does a U-turn, goes back into the middle. Geez, Land's been prolific. I'd love to see his stats on Tuesday when they come out. He's absolutely had a picnic out there today. Ball comes there to Yaron, had a runner on the inside. Now he's got a loose man here on the outside. Lachlan Stenning uses him. If he can penetrate this kick, he's got Calder in a one-on-one. Calder goes to the pocket. It's a magnificent kick just at the shoelaces. That's a magnificent pick-up as well there by Calder. Back to Yaron, the man that kicked it. Back to Lance. Palmerston have repelled this attack. Ball's going to go to the line. I think he's going to hold up. Picked up there by Nagawali. Goes inboard. This kick has to hit the target. Going back there was McConnell. He couldn't take it. Spills there to McNaughton. Crowd screen ball. Umpire says no, that's too high. McNaughton gets a free kick. Didn't go back behind the mark. He did bring his head down there, but he definitely got him head high. It was umpire didn't have much choice at all but to pay that one. Don't think Braxton Ahmat agrees with you. No, I don't think he does, but he definitely did. I agree with you. Yeah. I just don't think Big Braxton does. One little bit. But he's going to get 50.
Oh, God.
Yaron ran into it before he come off the mark.
But he ran round, so it was play. Oh, look,
he hadn't called play out though, and that's got him. But St Mary's going to cut it off here anyway. It's going to come back. It has all night. That third kick down the line and into the 50s just stopped for Palmerston.
Jellyman Turner clears to our mat. Jellyman Turner's put the skates on here. He's asking for the pop over the top. Kreuzberger says no. Down there to Power. Power's been really good for Palmerston, the big fella. Goes in, lays a tackle. Held on too long. Should have been a free kick there to Yaron. Spills down there to Greenaway. Yaron ends up getting it. Greenaway takes him in the kick. Yaron might have caught one then.
Yeah, he got it high.
Bit ginger. And that's Bellagio.
Yaron's had a good 4 or 5 minutes there.
A very, very good player, mate. He does it every week, doesn't he? He doesn't need a whole heap of the footy to rip you to shreds. I'm not sure where his partner in crime, Salmon, is tonight. St Mary's missing a few. Matty Green stands out.
Oh, he could get... The umpire liked him then, but I'd like to see that on replay. I don't think he was under that much pressure from that far out to knock it through, but he's got away with it.
There's a little backdoor paddle through. So Hams are going to bring it near side. Again, that heavy footy. Greenway goes up, tries to take it over his head. Always going to be tricky. Grenfell drills one inside 50. Comes back to Greenway. Yaron bodies him, and then someone bodies Yaron. It's good footy. Musgrove swings around and standing all alone 35 metres out. He's probably the best player in the comp, so how that can happen bemuses me. And Dill Land.
They all stopped in. They thought that ball was going to go out and just managed to get kept in by St Mary's. And there's 3 men in the middle there just waiting for it, and not a Palmerston player within Kiwi of them.
So Dill Land, we kicking from 40, very heavy underfoot. With a man of that quality, it doesn't matter. Beautiful kick. Perhaps harder kick than what it looked like, and he puts one through for St Mary's.
Yep, this is starting to get nasty now for Palmerston, but St Mary's could do a big win. They lost one at the last minute last week, and a couple of percentage boosters won't hurt. But as I said, here, everyone thought that ball was just going to roll over. A big hit here on Yaron, and just the ball stopped up and popped up, and there was 3 St Mary's guys standing there going, "Think you'll have that one."
You see Lamb when he took it, he looked around and goes, "Shit, sugar, I couldn't believe I got that much space."
Yeah, it was all on his own. There's been a few times tonight St Mary's players have just turned around and gone, "There's no one with me," and it's just popped out over the back to them. And again, it's knocking the ball forward at all costs, and it's definitely worked for him tonight.
Some by Lancaster launches up. The play went too early, spills to Land. Runs the attacking side of the centre square, drills one in. Couldn't be taken there by Tyson Todd. Yaron's lurking. That's always dangerous. Nick Yaron on his right boot says thank you for coming. And 12 and a half minutes into this third quarter, we're getting ugly.
That's Yaron's first goal for the night, but that's a classic Nick Yaron goal there. He just picked it up, turned onto his boot, and all over Barter shoutings. We see in the replay here, St Mary's running it in. This should have been cut off easily. He's dropped the one. It is hard to take an overhead mark with a wet ball. Yaron just stood in there and said, "Thank you, I'll have that," and followed through, run around the corner, bang, goal. Very disappointing this has been for Palmerston. The way they come out in that first couple of minutes of the game, you thought they were going to really do something tonight, but St Mary's have been a pretty good outfit.
Ball back in the middle, just looking at the cricket there, 7 for 175. The Heat batted first, scorches 1 for 47 off 6, so it looks like a fair game of cricket happening there. Brock Land swings around, Jack Land swings around on his left boot, and is that his 4th or 5th?
That's his 5th.
That's his 5th.
Yeah, you called one earlier as Brock, but it was actually Jack that got it. But that's his 5th for the night, 2 in this quarter, and St Mary's are just coming out of the middle, and that was 3 kicks, if I counted rightly, for a goal, and they've done that a couple of times tonight. just picks this up and turns on a very nicely and bang, that's all over as well. They just, this is going to get really scary very quickly if it hasn't already. 13 minutes in. There's no rain around as well now, so that did help help Palmerston there for a little while. But St Mary's looking really good.
I agree with that, mate. I think probably the rain helped limit the damage early in the game, but they had definitely one team better than the other tonight. And they just got to hang on here. Palmerston's going to be a long last 3 rounds for them. They've got to keep that momentum going. Ball comes down there to Farah. I reckon Farah may be injured. He hasn't spent a lot of time in the midfield.
Brave taking a bounce on a night like tonight, but he trusted the groundskeepers. Lovely kick, lovely goal.
And that's Lance of the Dillon variety to add to his 77 possessions. He's now kicked the goal.
He's come out of the middle there. He's taken a bounce on a track that, here we go, he's out of the middle here. Cut off. Handball to him. He says, thank you very much. Goes for a run. Not a clean bounce, but he'll take it, and then went for it from there. And then, of course, the wet conditions, it just skipped all the way through.
So 15 minutes gone in this third quarter. 77-point lead here for, 82-point lead here for St Mary's. Chopper not looking that stressed. Josh Heath probably resenting what's been a tough year now.
Yeah, they haven't recovered from that hiccup at the beginning of the season there in that round when they lost the points taken from them. They just really haven't come back, Palmerston. They played a couple of good games early in the season and then it's just gone off the rails.
Yeah. Ball goes in, Andrews, well done. A little early fly, knee in the back, takes a rip. He's been one of Palmerston's best. He's a success story. And I think this guy, Rod Magawali, I haven't seen a lot of him play. Been around the footy a lot. The slippery ball's got him a few times. Well trapped there, well done by Keane. Throws it on the boot. Over the back there to Campbell. That's the ticket. Throw it on the boot and get it inside 50. One-on-one inside 50. I think that's Morgan Morris. Sorry, that wasn't Morgan Morris. That was Miles. He goes to ground.
He could be gone there. He did take him on. Palmerston played on.
Oh,
missed everything.
Advantage there. And I think the Palmerston player on his left boot, if he had his time again, he wouldn't have taken it. He had a snap around the corner on his left. And that's Jellyman Turner. Goes back into the centre, then decides to go out wide to his partner in crime there, Long. Long down the outer side there. Wilkinson drops one. Going in there and laying a good bump there was McMahon. Goes back for a second crack. Jellyman Turner's there. Ball spills to him fortuitously. Handball there to Fowler. And Fowler on his right boot. Goes long to a contest. Ball over the back. The man of the moment, Lant there. He's lurking. Running forward at Paredes. Paredes hears the voice. Little chip over the top. It was either Lance or Calder that was going to get on the end of that. And Calder will line up for his third.
He's got his boots on tonight. He didn't have them on last week, but he's certainly taken his opportunities when he had them tonight.
So Jackson Calder started this game on 30 goals. If he kicks this, he'll move to 33 and equals second on the goal kickers tally for the year. Long way behind Magro from Waratahs.
No, he's pushed that.
Pushed that to the left. Never a chance. Goal umpire moved early. 3 for 1 point. 17, almost 18 minutes gone in this third quarter. TIO Stadium. Do we have a result from the other game? Palmerston.
At the moment, Palmerston were leading.
Buffalo's
Nightcliff. Not a result as of yet. I'll try and get a score for you shortly.
Beautiful. Justin Hams clears. Players go up. Mark couldn't be taken there by Klein. Picked up there by Lant on his non-preferred. Throws it on the boot out in front of Hams and Brock Lant. Jack Lant. Umpire says we'll throw it in. Ball goes up. Comes down to the Palmerston player, throws it on the boot. I don't think it was deliberate. Interesting to see how the umpire calls this. He has called it deliberate. Thought he did well to clear that 35 metres out of a tough path there. I don't think his intention was that ball going out of bounds. I don't think he had too much clear direction on how that ball landed on his boot. But anyway, free kick there to St Mary's. Little chip forward to the man, just come on the ground. Hunt goes one way, goes the other. Inside 50, Fowler at his bootlaces. Over there to Land on his left boot for his second goal. The goal umpire's gone down. There was no one near him. I don't know how. He's just lost the footing down there. Or he or she's. And the ball goes out of bounds.
I think it was Aaron, and just looking down on the ground there, just maybe the stunts needed to be a little bit longer.
Having a laugh at the boundary umpire there. She'll be able to have a laugh at that tonight, but she went down like she'd been shot. The ball wasn't even near. Contest inside 50. Palmerston playing fame for the free kick. Needed to be stronger over the footy. Picked up there by Land around the corner, and I reckon Land could be going for a NTFL record of possessions tonight. I'll be fascinated to see when they come out.
Yeah.
No, they haven't been doing them for too long, so I dare say he's heading for close to 50 from what I can see.
He's certainly got leather poisoning tonight. He's had it a fair bit.
Yeah, he's getting 10 or 12 a quarter, clearly. Ball goes down. Braxton Matt. Palmerston player had a red-hot crack at it, put his body over the line. Keen, well done. Wins a free kick. Risky kick inboard. Just came off. Guthrie doesn't have anything forward, so he's got to go sideways. Puts it out in front of Nagawali. Malaysio's there with him. St Mary's have numbers. Picked up there by Harry Ling. A little kick there to Jellyman Turner. And Jellyman Turner swings inside. Only as far there as Farah. This again is their problem. No player really led up hard at him.
Two St Mary's players, they were the only ones who went forward. The two Palmerston guys just stood there.
They went back. Yeah, lead up at him. Boys, it's a wet, heavy footy. It's not going to go as far. Ball goes over the back there to Velasio. He goes to the top of the square. 2-on-1. St Mary's stayed down at the back. He almost grabbed that. Handball over the top there. Ashton Hams. Tyson Todd. He's collected there by Yaron. Umpire says not fairly. And wins a free kick. For 21 minutes gone. It's going to be a long quarter. Lots of goals kicked this quarter. And that's only as far as Grenfell. He goes short. And Jack Land says thank you very much. Takes a mark 40 metres out. We'll line up for his sixth.
He's come a long way back with this one, but he's got his boots on tonight.
He took the mark 40 out, kicking from 45. As you said, Nick, definitely got his boots on. Hit that really well.
Yes.
Very heavy underfoot there. Well done to Brock. Well done to St Mary's. They hit triple figures. And we've gone 22 minutes in this third quarter.
Other results tonight: Wanderers defeated the Bombers by 90 points. Ladalita Southern Districts defeated Pint by 35. The Tigers currently leading the Buffs, but the scoreboard's broken. The game has ended. We're just getting an update of the score. We'll get that for you at the start of the next quarter. But here, it's St Mary's 102-13, and the Magpies, again, have gone forward a couple of times in this quarter, but St Mary's have just not made a mistake when they've been going forward.
Off the ball there. Looks like two players were just sort of ran into each other and locked horns. Didn't look too much in it. Guthrie says, I don't care, I'm taking it. Goes inside 50. Warwick Campbell's there. Plays came across the front. Wilkinson's first back. Pops one over the top there to his St Mary's teammate. And he drills one down the line. And the mark there taken by Brock Land. Brock Land runs. Parry committed. Calder read it better. Calder soccer in front. He's the next one to it, so he says, bugger, I got to go after this. Oh, have a look at that. Little one forward. That goes there to Jack Land. Jack land in the middle. That was sensational there by Calder. Picked up there by Greenaway. Nice little handball. That goes there to Langton. And it looked like some transition footy there for Palmerston for a second, but it's not. It's chopped off there by Liam Hunt. And he spirals one inside 50. Andrews goes with the foot. Paredes says, I'll take that, thank you very much. Goes to the hot spot. Groves goes too early. Guthrie's in there. Guthrie and Groves. You reckon they'd lock it up with those two in there. Nungawali lays a tackle. Spills to the back. Fowler's elusive. St Mary's eventually win it. And again, another free kick paid. And I believe that's going to be against Langton.
Yeah, the umpire's telling me you pushed him straight fair in the back then. He's got up fairly hard.
That's going to be a free kick to Musgrove. And he'll line up for his first.
Yes. Coming up to the 25th minute mark, so there won't be much more. There's been a few goals this quarter, but should be very close to three-quarter time.
So Musgrove, one of St Mary's up-and-comers, I believe.
Let's push that to the right.
Across the face of goal.
That makes it an even 90-point lead to St Mary's as the 25th minute mark of the third quarter.
It's a ham short to the pocket. Mark there taken by Todd. Todd drills one down the line there. Well done there by Stubbs Talbot. Another free kick there. Mark taken there by Wilkinson.
And again, cut off on that third kick.
Goes back. And the mark there taken by Brock Land. Brock Land short to Jellyman Turner. He plays on. Handball over the top there to Kruzberger. Warwick Campbell meets him. Comes out there to Wilkinson. And Wilkinson floats one forward. Handed on Yaron's head. That was easy work there for Tyson Todd to knock that away. And we've got 26 minutes in this third quarter. Siren not far off.
Right then. So 90-point lead to St Mary's as we go into three-quarter time. We'll be back with you shortly. Welcome back here to AFL NT's coverage of the 22-23 TIO NTFL season. Round 16 action in Men's Premier League. Palmerston and St Mary's, or St Mary's I should say, and Palmerston turned up 90-point lead to St Mary's. Palmerston started the game really well, but have only kicked a couple all night, and as you said at the start of the second half, we don't know where they're going to get goals from.
Yeah, it looks very hard where they're going to get goals. We did. We said Eddie Betts, the leading goal kicker, with 17, and then it goes down to Mensch, who's not playing with 8, and Cam Peterson not playing with 7. So, yeah, very hard for them to kick goals. In fact, I think they were scoreless in that quarter. 2 goals, 1-13. So, got pretty ugly that quarter. They need to hang in here, Palmerston. They need to wear that jumper with pride. Their season is now gone. They cannot make finals. They need to run out this last quarter.
Other games, Wanderers defeated the Tiwi Bombers by 90 points. Latterly, the Southern Districts defeated Pint by 35. And coming towards the end, Tigers leading the Buffs by 53 points.
The ball in the middle. Lance again. Geez, I'm looking forward to seeing his stats when they come out. Handball over the top to Jellyman Turner. He's really imposed his presence on this game. In the second half, ball comes there to Hams. Little chip out wide. Mark there. Taken by the reigning Nichols medalist, Eric Guthrie. Goes out wide in a hard-running Klein. Takes that. Little hit up there to Farah. This is where it falls down, and it tends to fall down when the footy teams are mismatched. This kick here, and right on cue, it's the Palmerston that nailed it. Yeah. So they've done well there. Heath Morgan Morris drills one down to the 50. Ball spills over the back. First one back there is Langton. Tries to keep it in front. Warwick Campbell's there. He can't take it. 3 for 1 behind. Wilkinson wastes no time. Little one to the pocket there to Jellyman Turner. He looks inboard. He goes to his skipper Paredes, who's been sensational tonight. Goes to big Braxton Ahmad. He lumbers away and then hits Calder. Absolutely lace out. He's just got 5 metres on.
He's just picked himself up another 50.
Oh. I'd be interested to see that. I didn't see it. I thought that was against Andrews for him encroaching on the mark, I believe, but seemed to be running in the same direction as he was when the ball went there. Perhaps we'll see that on replay.
Calder pop it in third for the night. Yeah, it didn't seem much fair to the guy there. He was following him up on the run. We'll watch on the replay. Another fabulous inside 50, though, by St Mary's. They've been doing it all night.
So that's the centre square there, goes forward. Beautiful kick. Mark there taken by Calder. Am I missing something? Or
yeah. He even pointed him out, but I still don't think what he was doing there. I mean, he was.
What's he supposed to do?
Yeah.
That is the question. What's he supposed?
I think the St Mary's guy ran past him. Anyway, it's not going to make much difference to the finals, but cool.
I'm not a fan of that. That's not what the rule was invented for. Grenfell. Picked up there by McConnell. St Mary's player keeps it in front of him, comes down there to big Grenfell, hand over the top. McConnell goes back, handballs to Farah, goes literally sideways. Umpire says not 15. Hams. Farah provides for him. A little kick forward. Guthrie uses his body well, manages to keep it in. He's not blessed with super pace, so he's always going to throw it on the boot. Then he was looking for a runner. Well done here. Ball comes there to Keane. Keane drills one inside 50. Warwick Campbell had a lot of it, just couldn't wrap it up. Wilkinson for St Mary's, handballs in. Jellyman Turner, they're probably not going to catch him. Geez, he runs hard off half back. And St Mary's repel another attack. The mark there taken by Hillier. He goes wide. That's Brockland. Brockland goes inboard. Beautiful looking kick. Comes there to Hunt. Hunt on his right boot from 45. And he hits Calder. Not much Parry could do about that. He's been all right, Parry. He's been under the pump all night. I feel for him down there, playing on the competition's best full forward. McCorder with his third, lining up for his fourth. Swings around.
Yep.
Well done, Jackson Calder.
It's fourth for Calder, 17 goals, 13, 115 to 2-2-14. So 101 point lead at the moment to the St Mary's, 4 minutes in. In the other game, Nightcliff comfortable leaders over Buffalo, so Nightcliff are going to win that one as well. So that's a couple in a row for them.
Yeah, so looking for a fight for fifth spot, Pints and Buffaloes. They'll be fighting over that. Nick, you were just saying before their draws coming up.
Yeah, so Pints have got one game left of the season. Going to go by in the final round, so they play Nightcliff next week. That won't be easy for them. They're playing at home at DXC, and they've played some pretty good games there at DXC. I think they needed to. It was going to be hard today to beat Ladder Leaders, but they've. Yeah, I think that's going to be the race for Buffs and them. But you think Buffs from there, even if this lost tonight, it's going to be very difficult for Pint next week to get up over the Tigers, you would think, with the Tigers trying to cement their spot as well.
Well, Pints with a very good win record at their home ground.
Yeah, they play well. I've seen them play about 7 or 8 times this season. Pint have really impressed me in their first season in the league. They were really strong in the second half of football, and another off-season for them, and they're going to be a big side next year. Yeah,
they've got some key position players that are genuine 195 centimetre full forward, centre half back. So they are strong, coming good. Ball comes over the back there to the man of the moment, Jack Land. It's probably one of his easy ones tonight. He missed that. He'll be kicking himself. He's trying to chase Shannon Motlop's 12 for the weekend. What have we got him down for? 5?
5 he's got now.
I reckon he's kicked 5-3, 5-4.
Yeah,
so,
yep.
Ball to be brought back in by Hams. Goes to his vice-captain Farah over the head. Jellyman Turner's there. Farah follows up. Pops a handball over the top. Andrews, left foot. Well done. Ball taken there by McConnell. Handball's over the top to McNaughton. McNaughton down the line. Can't say the same as that. That was a shocking kick, and the ball goes to Long. He goes to Lant. Lant in the middle. And the mark there taken by Harry Ling. They got a runner on the outer side and they got some space there. He goes to Brockland, who's worked himself beautifully into this game. Palmerston player went up high and hard. Umpire said it was a push. Palmerston player said, no, I went with my knee. It doesn't matter. Ball goes over the back. I'm not sure if you saw who kicked that.
I'm just waiting for him to turn around. I did see the goal. It just come over the back. The Palmerston player did go up really early, but we'll just wait to see who the scorer is here. I think it's Liam Hunter's got that one.
Fowler.
Fowler, was it?
Fowler, mate. Yep. For his third, I've got him for.
Yep, that's his third tonight. So 122 to 14. The rain's gone away in the second half. Breeze coming directly across the ground to the grandstand side, so not favouring either end. But at the moment, all night, Palmerston been falling down with that third kick going into 50. That was only scoring 2 goals for the night. Pretty much shows that as well. And St Mary's, though, when they're going into the 50, have looked really good.
One there by Guthrie. He won't stop fighting. An absolutely sensational player. It just looks like a ripping bloke, not that we know him. Just the way he plays his footy, he goes about it, just looks like someone you'd want leading your football club. Long there. He's wrapped up by Guthrie and Nagawali. Guthrie pleading for a free kick. Umpire Ash Gardner says no. Guthrie again, being Palmerston's best today. Players a fly for it. I think has judged unrealistic attempt. And Long out wide to Parnell. Down the line there to Lance. There is 3 Lance playing, ladies and gentlemen, so we do call the name a lot. But there is 3 of them out on the ground. So Brock Lant, Jack Lant and Dylan Lant, and they're all very, very good footballers. So,
and they've got 8 goals between them, and Dylan and Brock hasn't scored one. So a big night for the boys out there.
Speaking of the devil, I'm going to be fascinated to watch his stats still land. He's been sensational. You could almost make a case for 3-2-1, land.
You could, couldn't you? Calder's had a pretty good one as well, and Sammy Fowler had a really good first quarter, bit of the second, and then towards the end of the third quarter as well. So they've had a lot of winners around the ground.
Yeah.
Yaron's had a popped in and out of the game, but when he's popped in, he's done something special. So he's been pretty good tonight.
I think Dillland, to me, has been the best player on the ground.
Yeah.
He should get 3 votes. I thought Paredes was sensational. Jack Lant with his bag of goals, he's should be in the votes for me. And Jelly Matuna's had a sensational second half. I think for Nightcliff, Ben Power, the ruckman, has been solid. I think Enrique Andrews has played really, really well for a young fella down back. Aston Hams has been serviceable. He's played a good game under the pump. I think it's a bit thin. Guthrie's been their best player.
Yeah.
As the ball goes up, Calder goes up, swatted away from him. Out of bounds right in front of the Michael Long centre there. Spills to land on his right boot. Jeez.
He's just pushed that wide. He's had enough shots tonight. He could have had 10 or 12 himself. But there's just nothing forward here for Palmerston. If you look forward here, the ball, even if it gets out of there, they've just got nothing to kick to.
Yep, they're all over him, St Mary's. Hillier in there. Comes back to Hillier. Couldn't handle the slippery football. Comes back there to Kreuzberger. Kreuzberger with a little one inside 50, and guess who? Dylan lands. Takes a mark, 35 metres out, and we'll have a shot from 40. Not sure who Chopper's on the phone to there, Nick.
Might be ordering a pizza then.
I think he's the sort of bloke that would, actually. He's often walks down there with the sun's out, guns out, and a singlet and the hat back to front, and he wouldn't be too stressed at the moment. So Dillland taking his time, very deliberate approach. You definitely back him from here. Goal umpire does not move.
That's his fourth.
He kicks his fourth.
So Nightcliff just big winners tonight over Buffs. And then, of course, over here, we've got St Mary's having a big win and a big night over Palmerston. Next week, round 17, 2:30, Ghazali's Arena. Palmerston take on Tiwi. 4:30 here at TIO St Mary's and Waratah. That'll be a good game. 6:30 across the road, Pint versus Nightcliff at DXC Arena. That'll be a beauty of Pint's last game of their debut season. And 7 o'clock back here at TIO, Wanderers and the Darwin Buffs. Another good one as well. So looking forward to round 17. One more week to go after that before we get into finals.
A couple of very enticing games in there. St Mary's Waratahs. That'll be fascinating. And Pints Nightcliff. Pints will have to win that if they want to have a shake at the playing finals in their inaugural year. Umpire picks one out. Free kick there to Nagawali.
And we were saying off air, Pints play really good football at home. They play that ground very, very well. It's a cricket ground for the rest of the year, but when they play it, they've got a lot of pace, certainly in the second half of games.
Yeah, they've definitely got potential, and I think if they do make the finals, they could do some damage. They're just trying to think of the word. They could do some damage in there. So you wouldn't want to play Pints in an elimination final or a qualifying final, I wouldn't have thought.
No, certainly not, especially on a dry fast track. They're a really fit side. Been very impressed with the way they've come out, and certainly every game I've seen of them, I've said 7 or 8 this season, the second halves have been outstanding.
Free kick here, won by Long. Campbell on the mark. He runs round, umpire says play on. Campbell almost lined him up then, but said, nah, I'll let you go. Gains 50 metres down this near side. We'll get another boundary throw in.
I'm not sure another 20 games into him he let that guy go. I think he did think about it and thought, no, not early, so early in my career.
yeah, look forward to seeing how he progresses. As well as that man there, Vallejo, picks up, socket there by the Palmerston player, comes out of Grenfell, players led to the pocket. Grenfell said, I'm going more down the middle. Picked up there by Hartung. Socket forward there by McMahon. Groves again sockers forward. Bit of a collision course here. The the player went down. Hillier put his head over it. Caught one from Groves. Groves sticks his hand up and says, I'm guilty of that. It's going to be a free kick there to Hillier. I hope he's all right. Just stayed down a while.
Shaked himself. He's up now.
So 15 minutes gone in this last quarter, last game of round 16. Not a great kick inside 50. Fowler claiming he's held, went to ground too easily, picked up there by Palmerston. Oh, well done there by Luke Oborne, came through hard, comes to land, shanked the handball, went back, had to lay a tackle. Well done there by McNaughton. He goes back and has a second crack. However, umpires have judged he held on too long, and that's going to be a free kick there to Brockland.
They've been red hot on that tonight. Holding the man call. There's probably about 20 of them I've been counting, but it's good to see.
Ball goes forward. Hams, underground handball. Picked up there by Grenfell. Spins around. Wasn't taken in the tackle. Then chips to the pocket, but there was no one there.
He stopped there for a second, Grenfell. I think he heard a whistle. I thought I did as well, but umpire said play on. $115-point lead to St Mary's. About just over 5 or 6 minutes to go, you would think.
Comes down there to Dillland, and that is the cherries on a very, very good game from him. That's his 5th goal to go with. Must be close to 40 or 50 possessions.
Yep, he's had 5, and he's Jack Ladd's had 5 as well. Jackson Calder's got 4, and Sammy Fowler's got 3 as the multiple goal kickers of the game. Other goals to Liam Hunt. Nathan Paredes got 1, and yet Nick Garron got a beauty earlier on. And then a couple of goal scorers, Joe Farrier and Heath Morgan Morris for the Magpies. But yeah, his possessions are through the roof without a doubt.
I think Mensch tops the tally this year off the top of my head. I think he had a couple of low 40s throughout the year. I dare say Lamp will break that record today and could break an NTFL record from what I've seen. He's just been absolutely dominant.
And the Tigers have just defeated the Buffs by 52 points. So a big win there for Nightcliff.
Ball comes out of Farah, tries to take the tackle on. That's Lance. That's another possession for him. Goes out wide, Vallejo. Kicks in board. Mark there taken by Grenfell. Got players screaming for it. Got a lot of options. Goes to his big forward. Who honours the lead. He's going to get it about 45 metres out. Didn't have a lot of support. Defensive handball back there to Stenning. Tried to take the tackle on. Lucky that went out of bounds. I reckon he was close to getting pinged for holding the ball. We'll get a boundary throw in.
Yeah, I think the boundary umpire had to signal that. Then the field umpire was going to say holding the ball.
Gornsky.
Yeah.
Yep. Players fighting over it. Picked up there by McConnell. Oh, Stenning goes in hard. McConnell goes in hard. Lant lays a tackle. Jellyman Turner played for that free kick. I'm not too sure it was there. Spun round and threw his hands up in the air. Free kick to him. Comes to Paredes.
I think he's got him for incorrect disposal there.
Okay.
He volleyballed that across.
That'll be a free kick there to Andrews, who's had a very, very serviceable game. He goes out wide to Priest. Umpire said not 15. Then it was incorrect disposal. He should have been pinged there. Picked up there by McConnell. Throws it to Farah. Oh, geez, a couple of players really throwing their bodies in this last few minutes. This is dead time. Comes there to Land. Goes one way, goes the other. Handballs to his brother. Then back to Brock Land. He goes out wide to Yaron. Yaron picks up. He had space in front of him. Just pivoted and went inboard. And Hams outmarks the taller Liam Hunt. Hunt out wide to Andrews. Andrews Shaw barely the 15. Right under the scoreboard on the far side. We can see Wanderers over there. So Wanderers clubhouse directly behind that scoreboard. So they'll be celebrating there after their win against Tiwi today.
As we come into time on in the final quarter, 121-point lead to St Mary's.
Guthrie, Yaron, Paredes. Oh, Land, here we go. Round the corner on the left. 3 for 1 behind. Palmerston down the middle. Mark there taken by Farah.
It was a brave kick out there. There was 3 St Mary's players, but he took that well. This is where they're falling. He's got no one to kick to at all. Just back down the middle. Ooh, a bit of luck to go over the top.
Ball spills there to Klein. He gets on his bike. And it's the first time we've seen Palmerston outnumber their opposition in the forward line, screaming for it. He's keen. He's running the space. He's got a man in the square. Stubbs Talbot. He says, no, I'm going to go back and have a shot. And Palmerston has scored 1 point since quarter time. So Kyle Keane, he has a crack. Stubbs Talbot is down there. Ball comes off hands.
So they double their score.
3 for 1 behind.
Yeah, he had a guy completely open there to the goal square. He just wasn't confident at chipping it over the top. And the night they've had, you can't really blame him for his confidence there, but decided to have a go and just was never going to get it.
Short there to Wilkinson. Oh. Fumbled there by Hillier. Out the back door to Brock Land. Picks up. Percy's 10. Priest is there. Little handball forward. Picked up there, well done there by the big fella Miles. Gives it to Greenaway. Greenaway out there to Guthrie. He's tracked there by Lance. Guthrie does well. 2 very good players kept it in front of him. Well done, Eric Guthrie. Fumbles one forward. Parnell's there. Very quick pick up, handball. Braxton Ahmat heard the voice. Didn't hit the handball. Palmerston throw one forward. And the mark taken down there by the future potential star from Catherine Warwick Campbell.
Be nice for him to finish off with a goal. He's been a likely lad all night. He's had a couple of goes. The conditions certainly haven't helped him, and of course St Mary's haven't helped him at all by locking the ball in their forward line most of the night.
Yeah, very tough conditions. He's heading up the forward line. He's playing full forward. So Warwick Campbell across the face of goal, 3 for 1 behind. 23 minutes gone in this last quarter. 1 or 2 minutes remaining in the last game of round 16.
120-point lead to St Mary's. 20 goals, 16, 136 to 2-4, 16 Palmerston.
Parnell back to Long. And then Long, a little one over the top to Hillier. Out wide to Parnell. And they're in no real hurry here. He draws the play towards him, back to Hillier, just racking up stats now. Back to Parnell, over there to Wilkinson, handball over the top. Kreuzberger gets on his bike, drills one down, called it with a little nudge in the back there. Umpire said play on. Cleared out there by Palmerston, and right
dead level centre wing. We'll have a boundary throw-in.
We'd have to think that's close now. We haven't had many goals in this quarter. St Mary's got a couple early, but you would think we're getting very close to the end of the game.
Bill's down there to Wharf. He can't keep it in. Lant tracks him, and we'll go again.
And that'll do it. 120-point win to St Mary's, 136-16. Goal kickers, not many for Palmerston. Joe Farah got one, and Heath Morgan-Morris got one. For St Mary's, Liam Hunt with one, Nathan Paredes got one, Nicholas Yaron with one, and then 4 for Jackson Calder, 3 for Sammy Fowler, and then the Lant boys, 5 for Dylan and 5 for Jack Lant. Big game, but St Mary's was too strong all night.
Too strong, very lopsided. Yeah, they're going to come home strong, St Mary's. They are a genuine chance to go back-to-back premiers here. They look very good today. Unfortunately for Palmerston, not their strongest team on the field. They were a mathematical chance to make finals before that, but now they'll play out the rest of the season for pride.
Absolutely. Other winners tonight. Today, Wanderers defeated Tiwi Bombers by 90 points. The Ladder Southern Districts defeated Pint by 35 points. The Tigers, they defeated Buffs by 52 points. And here, St Mary's 120-point winners over the Palmerston Magpies. A big night, Clint. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks, mate. Do it all again next week.
We'll catch you for round 17. Thanks for joining us.